This video is sponsored by Blinkist. Find out more by clicking the link in the description or hear more later in the video. Hey friend, Brandon here. I've been using the Apple Airpods Max for a while now and wanted to provide a simple and easy list of the best and worst things about the Apple Airpods Max. Maybe I'll help you figure out if it's something you should get yourself or for someone else, or even find out some things that you didn't know about before. So let's talk about it, because this is Tech Today. First, let's talk about the best things. The unique thing about the Apple Airpods Max over traditional wired headphones is all the tech inside. The first being the active noise cancellation, or ANC, and the transparency mode. Apple's ANC is among the best out there with both the AirPods Pro and AirPods Max. While you won't get 100% cancellation of noise, which you won't get anywhere, it does an incredible job canceling out the highs and lows of your environment. You can still hear a little bit in the human vocal range, but it's subtle. The real shining star is the transparency mode, which is probably the most natural and clear transparency modes that I've ever used. I'm using it right now and it sounds just great. Sometimes I forget that I'm using it because my ears have adjusted enough over time and it doesn't sound artificial or like I'm using a hearing aid like some other options. On top of that, the fact that I can listen to something and still hear my surroundings clearly within the context of a song or a podcast is just crazy. I've had full-on conversations with multiple people involved and they were super clear despite a song playing. They didn't even know that. Number 2, the integration with the iOS ecosystem is really quite awesome. You can simply jump between devices based upon what you're logged into on iCloud and what device is playing audio. This mostly seamless handing off between different Apple devices is really quite awesome, especially compared to that clumsy Bluetooth experience that you have on other devices. This is the benefit of that Apple H1 chip, but to be fair though, it isn't always perfect and intuitive, but when it doesn't work perfectly, it's still as easy as choosing it from a menu. Number 3, the controls for the AirPod Max are pretty simple. There's a digital crown to help with volume if you rotate it, play AirPods when you press into it, and activate Siri if you hold it down. There's another button there to change between which mode you're in between active noise cancelling, transparent, or off or passive. And one of the things that I hate the most about Bluetooth earbuds and headphones is a lack of volume control on many models. So this is a nice way to see a really intuitive, simple, and easy way to adjust that. But do you know what else is also simple and easy? Starting 2021 off on the right foot by improving yourself with this video sponsor, Blinkist. Blinkist conveniently takes insights or blinks from thousands of books from a bunch of different categories and condenses them down to just 15 minutes, which is really crazy. You can read them, download them, or listen to them like a podcast. And speaking of podcasts, they have shortcasts to hear shortened versions of some popular podcasts. Some of the books I'm listening to right now are Side Hustle by Chris Gilbo, Elon Musk by Ashley Vance, and the classic Think and Grow Rich. After 2020, we have a lot to think about. Now, the first 100 people to go to my link in the description will get unlimited access for 1 week to try it out for free, and you can cancel at any time during that trial period. And if you do sign up for a subscription, you'll get 25% off a full membership. That's a low price of $6.25 per month if you pay for an annual subscription. That's way less than the cost of buying a book every month. If you want full audiobooks to listen to, premium subscribers can get 65% off the regular retail price. So make sure to get this insane deal by clicking the link in the description, and thanks to Blinkist for sponsoring this video. Number 4, open and clean Soundstage. The AirPods Pro have that popular, clean, and somewhat scooped sound where a lot of the mid-range frequencies that many may find to be too warm, scratchy, or boxy have been removed, and that leaves a very crisp and airy sound to them. The Soundstage is solid and relatively open in the style of a song that is more ambient in nature. It's a great sound that I imagine the majority of people would be pleased with since it caters to what is a more popular style of sound. Number 5, a solid low sub sound. If you really love deep bass, I mean really deep, the AirPods Max has it big time. It's perfect for pop, hip hop, and electronic music where you can hear a lot of really solid low end without a ton of muddiness. Now when I mean deep, I mean like sub frequencies deep. Oftentimes other headphones or earbuds will emphasize the bass at the expense of clarity, but the AirPods Max remain very clean and clear throughout the hearing range. Number 6, adaptive EQ and spatial audio. The computational audio that Apple managed to put into these headphones is really quite neat. Most of the time when I hear adaptive EQ, I roll my eyes because I can't really hear adapting anything. The AirPods Max do this really well where the sound quality remains consistent in most of the variables for fit and headphone wearing. On top of that, spatial audio is really neat and an incredible technical feat, but honestly not something I'd personally prefer to use, but I can appreciate the technology. Now I have a comparison coming up between the Sony XM4s and the Drop THX Panda headphones, so make sure you subscribe and hit the bell icon to be notified of when I post that video. Number 7, the build quality and comfort. One of the first things you'll notice about the Apple AirPods Max comes down to the fit, finish, and build of them. While most headphones in the Bluetooth wireless and ANC space are primarily built out of plastic, the AirPods Max are built out of mostly metal. The aluminum shell and the smooth stainless steel adjustment arms with that really great ball pivot joint is really quite amazing. The ear cups have a lot of fine detail to it, and those magnets, those magnets. I love magnets. Unfortunately, first impressions are important, which leads me to the worst things about the AirPods Max. It's this bloody case, and you've probably heard it before, but this case really sucks. It's flimsy, it doesn't protect the headphones well, things don't seem to line up well or fit well, and they don't look great. Like, you could buy a third-party case, but the idea of paying $100 for a really decent case is really unacceptable. By the way, I have an initial review that you can watch and even hear sound samples from the headphones, which you can check out in the card up here. Being able to hear and get an idea of what they sound like is really cool. I have a crazy microphone for that. Number 2, it doesn't come with an audio cable. If you want to go with the wired higher audio quality option, you have to buy a $35 Lightning to 3.5mm audio cable, and it's not even a high quality one. Look at how flimsy this thing is. It's just, it's insulting. Number 3 is a price. Having to pay for additional accessories to have a full experience after paying $550 is kind of ridiculous. I imagine for most people, the $550 price point is too much to begin with, and those that are paying for it, they'll expect a premium experience. So to not get that kind of experience definitely leaves a bad impression no matter how great the actual headphones are. Number 4, the AirPods Max also only change using a Lightning cable instead of USB-C. This is frustrating because Apple is clearly moving towards a portless iPhone in the future, which almost puts a nail in the coffin for the Lightning cable since USB-C is on almost every one of their devices, like their laptops and their iPads. To have Lightning as a charging medium makes me feel like my headphones will become a bit obsolete sooner than later, and that's a really weird feeling to have in regards to your headphones. Number 5, along with the Lightning cable is the Apple ecosystem. It's both a pro and a con. While it's great if you're in the Apple ecosystem, it's not so great if you're outside of it. You lose the benefit of easy connection and handoff, native EQ style selections, and updates through other platforms. But oddly, most of those benefits are only on iOS. You can't even adjust them on your Mac, so it's just in general kind of inconvenient. Number 6, it has an opinionated sound style, which may rub some people the wrong way. While the AirPods Max have a sound style that is a common style that most people like, it has some drawbacks. With a scoop sound, it lacks a mid-range forwardness, which means some of the punch and forwardness of vocals and instruments is lost. It means certain mixing styles for vocals or instruments will cause them to sound like they're sitting in the back of the mix. They're kind of buried a little bit because of the sound profile. It doesn't sound like it's like in your face. It sounds a little bit further away. In addition, the low sub-frequencies can be a bit much at times while still somehow lacking punch, and that sub-frequency can be a bit much for some people. These things have significantly more sub-bass than most headphones. So the combination of these two things mean that the headphones lack a very punchy sound, which makes it less interesting for things like metal. And then number 7, the EQ is limited. You can't personally EQ things by frequencies to find something that fits your taste more. Now, admittedly, I'm an audio engineer, so I know what I'm doing and I can figure that out, and most people probably don't. But if you're on iOS, you're able to choose different sound profiles that can brighten up the mix a bit more or bring the vocals a bit more forward, but you're limited to what Apple gives you. You don't have a choice. So what do you think? I'd love to know if you're getting the AirPods Max or not, and if you already have them, what are the best and worst things about them to you? Let me know in the comments and in the This Is Tech Today community Discord chat server. There's a link in the description. Thank you so much for watching This Is Tech Today, where we talk about the intersection of technology in our everyday lives, in business, and in all things creative. Until next time.